my lighting?
Good.
All right.
You got more? Okay. It's a little dark,
huh?
but it's a little dark.
It's a little dark.
Okay.
Let me see if I shift. Let me see if I shift my position a little bit. Hold on. Let me see something. You know, you got to do makeshift, girl. That's a little better.
What's up, y'all? I think we live.
You live? All the way live,
y'all.
So you mean to tell me I'm live with the lovely Miss T?
Yes, sir.
Straight talk, Miss T.
Yes, sir. Hey, we up. We up. I'm on here with the amazing Brian Glaze Gibbs. What's up? Somebody said got both on the same page. This is going to be interesting. So what's up, Glaze? Even though we talk all the time.
We do. We do.
Oh my God. I want to tell you, even though I think I said it before, I appreciate you. You always motivating me. You be like, yo, girl, you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that. I just need to manage my time. But yeah, I really appreciate you, man, for real.
But
that's real talk.
You know what? When you sit back, I respect your hustle. And right now is your whole presentation. From the very first time that we ever had a conversation, you know what? It was nothing artificial. It was like live. We was able to more or less like, you know, mingle and kick it like we knew each other for years. And you know what? I think that stemmed from the geographical area that we grew up in. You know what I'm saying? The Big Red Polluted Album, New York City. So, you know, I was able to listen and see and hear the conviction in your voice. And not only that, what I love about you, you are so sincere. And these days in time, it's very hard to find people that's really sincere. So when you are sincere in your approach, and like I told you from day one, whatever you're trying to do and whatever I can do to help you reach that level, that's my job, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know I love myself. You know I love myself some Miss T.
Thank you. Listen, real is something I've always been. Real is something I will always be. You know, it's just black or white. Ain't no gray area. If I with you, I with you. That's it. And if I don't, I don't. No.
Exactly.
What's up, Blanks? Golden Shears, Drilling. Yeah. I'm gonna put up the information for y'all to go and get Glaze book. So make sure y'all go and do that. Shop Beyond Lucky is down there. Y'all can email him. He'll mail it out to you. So do that. So yeah, tonight we're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about life. And Glaze gonna talk about some stuff. So where you want to start, bro? What you think? Okay, relationships. I mean, what you think?
Relationships.
As far as today,
you know,
things are different.
Things are different, but still, if you go back to the basic principle, Miss T, whatever you put into it, that's what you're gonna get out of it. And the different, I think, the most important part about relationship is communication. When there's no communication, there's no understanding. When there's no understanding, everything tend to be what? Mass chaos. So I think the biggest thing as far as right now is before you get involved in a relationship, knowing that you're willing and able to be fully committed to that relationship.
Right. That's true. One thing when it comes to relationships with me, respect and loyalty is everything. That's even over love. And I'm just being honest. You know, because people love each other all day.
So they say.
Right, but they disrespecting each other out there. Like I'm big on that, you know. And I'm a woman who, I don't know, some women can't handle the truth about certain things or honesty. Some women would rather be lied to. I ain't never been her. And if you do lie and I catch you, we're gonna have a problem. But I'm just saying, you know, honesty and loyalty is everything. You know,
and you know
great communication.
And you both have to really share the same core value. A lot of times right now is, guess what? You know, to me, the older you get, you want a relationship and you want to be with that right person. But the difference is right now, how do you know that the right person? Because saying right now, if I met you, you met me. If I'm pretending to be somebody that I'm not, and you pretending to be somebody that you're not, guess what? It's already a conflict of interest. Like even right now, sit back and think about it. When me and you became friends, you know what? What I love about it it was natural. No, nothing. When we talk about straight stuff. And we develop a bond, we develop a relationship. And the difference is because you see that I had your best interests at heart. And what I love about you more so than anything is when we talking, you listen. And people do not understand that. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. And sometimes what we have to do is shh and listen to what your partner have to say, because everything they saying is right there. How to treat me right, how to love me, how to understand me, how to respect me. That's what it is. You just got to listen.
And you know what? That's another thing. Some people don't tell somebody how to love them. And it's important because they don't know. You really sometimes got to tell people how you need to be loved, how you want to be treated, how you want to be respected. Because if you don't, they just going to go off the cuff and assume that what they doing is right, what they saying is right. So yeah.
And you know what? Like I say, I can honestly say, like I sit back and think about past relationship. And you know what? Like I have been in a lot of failed relationship. And why I have been in a lot of failed relationship, because of the fact is this. I remember the first failed relationship that I've been in as far as marriage wise was because I got married for the wrong reason. I got married because I was facing life imprisonment. And in New York State, they got a law. Right now, you get a life sentence and you're not married, you are considered to be legally dead. And right now is with that word legally dead, it kind of bothered me. So I started reaching out to all my, girlfriends at the time that I was dating, asked them, hey, you want to get married? You want to get married? From the right side of the phone, you want to get married? You want to get married? And you know what? Right now, one young lady that was my first choice, she told me, no, wait till you come home. Shit, I'm about to go to trial. Who said I'm coming home?
Yeah, that was going to be a long time.
It's a chance that you take.
Right. Wow. Okay, what's up, Philando? Philando. It's a lot of people, it's a few people up in here. Robert Brown. Somebody said something to Glaze. He was like, what's up, Glaze?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, listen, because I've been, since the day, me and you talked about this a while ago. We want to have this type of conversation. Me and you, and like I said, I'm hoping that we can do probably like a weekly thing that guess what? We can have real talk. Talk about real life situation, the good, the bad, the ugly. And even right now, what me and you was talking, I said, what about having to talk about relationship, sex, hygiene, because all that play a part. And what I'm saying is, like I was telling you about the relationship, to me, I done went through failed marriages. And to me, I learned from each and every one of them, because as you get older, but the difference is I don't look at myself as being a complicated person, but the older you want what you want. And at this present time where I'm at in my life, my biggest concern more so than anything is being stable. Being with a woman that we share the same core value, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But the difference is, imagine with that corona, with that such situation happened with the epidemic, we wasn't prepared for that. Who would think we'd be wearing diaper around our mouth again? You're a baby, you're a kid, yeah. But then again, who would think you get 90 years old and you start wearing diapers around your mouth? So now when you sit back and think about it, you're married, and right now is they shut your wife down. She can't go to work or whatever, but they didn't shut me down. I continue to want to work. I didn't miss a beat or whatever. But what I'm looking at is like, well, my objective is, listen, we need to start making sure that we're prepared for the unexpected. It's no defense for them in surprise. So the difference is what we need to do is start building for the future, being prepared for the unexpected. Because the worst thing to be in a relationship or be in a marriage or whatever, and both of y'all basically right now is broke. Both of y'all, you get the money, you spending it. So to me, it's like you got to learn how to separate your want from your need and start building for that word we call the future.
Right. Somebody asked me, but we can both answer this question. Say, hey, Miss T, what are your standards for a partner? For the most part, like I said, loyalty and respect. And just got to have that drive. We both got to have that drive, whether we believe we want this. We don't have to go after the same dreams, but we got to have some dreams and some goals. You know, I'm a simple person now. You know, we both could get it at the same time. You know, it don't have to be much, but, you know, as long as we getting it to the point where we're comfortable. So for me, loyalty, respect, and that drive is everything. You got to have somebody that's motivated to do things because they're going to motivate you. You can motivate them. I've known people who said that their partner didn't care what they was doing. Like they hustling and they trying to make something happen, and the partner is just like, or they like a Debbie Downer, like that's not going to happen. But I bet when it did, they was all, you know, in it. So it's like, no, you got to have somebody that has that same, you know, thinking as you.
My response to that, you know what I'm saying, is what are you standing for, partner? I need somebody to be just as committed to me as I am to them. Because the bottom line is right now is I got a simple Simon philosophy. Right now, you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. If you shit on me, I'm going to have diarrhea all over you. I'm just being real. You know, that's just because once again, support. Like even right now, I work a 9 to 5. Okay, I work sometimes 40 plus hours, but then again, I do other things on the side. But the difference right now is being beneficial. So to me, if I'm trying to apply and build for us, I don't care about a lot of things. You know, when you don't had everything, a lot of stuff you don't care about. So my objective is right now is, listen, I'm gonna take care of mine at all costs by any means necessary. But you got to have right now that support from your partner. You got to have that commitment from your partner. And like you say, loyalty and being honest. What I hate is a lot of times people don't want to be honest. They want to pretend. Why are you going to lie to me knowing that I'm going to find out about it? And then when I find out about it, come on now. I used to get lied to about every little thing. And that's why I tell, you know, my ex, listen, right now let me let you in a secret. I am not the smartest, but I'm not the dumbest. I survived the concrete jungle. I'm still alive. I'm free by paying attention. So you mean to tell me you telling me a lie when you don't even have to lie to me?
Yeah. That lying thing is serious. That's like,
if you lie, you're still
right. And it's I don't understand that. Like, I don't even see the purpose of that, especially if you're in a relationship when it comes to certain things, the lying. Now, if you lying because you're out there having an affair or whatever, you know, that's different. But when you lie about small stuff, that's a red flag. And like you said, like we both been out there, we both had a lot, we acquired a lot. Now in my life, like I said, I'm simple. I don't need much. I'm so happy to be here. And I say it all the time. It's like, and I've lost so many people. So a lot of things don't mean as much to me, although I try to hustle.
You froze, baby girl. Hey, just in case if y'all can't hear her, she froze at the time.
Seems like a lot of people to see. And that's very important to them. Me personally, see, we did things that social media didn't even exist. We did it because we could do it.
Yeah.
I had put a post up the other day. I think I was in Miami, me and my one of my friends. And it's like this, it was a throwback, and it was like, okay, we was doing it because we could. No social media, no schemes, no fronting. You know what I'm saying? So I guess now with the both of us, listen, having a job is good. You know what I'm saying? If you're working, it's like the simple stuff and the stuff that we're supposed to be doing as adults. So it's like, and go ahead.
You're right, because to me, that's a legit hustle, having a job. You know, right now is, guess what? Here it is. If things is not working out, get 2 jobs. It's nothing wrong with hustle, but hustling the right way. When we think about hustle, the first thing come to our mind is illegal. Illegal and hustle really don't go together. You
You automatically think that when somebody say hustle, you think they talking about something illegal. I had a homeboy. He hustled. Then I see him, this was years ago. He said, damn, T, he was like, yo, I'm working. He said, yo, it feels so good to get a check. I'm not looking over my back. I'm not stressed. But something must have came up that he couldn't refuse. Now I think he might be doing life right now.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Come
down
on.
in North Carolina. I talk to him every now and again because he hit North Carolina with some people that I'm real cool with. And I'm like, damn, if you got out the game, I don't care how good that offer is, man. Just listen, take a page out that book or his book. He was working. He said, I feel good about getting a check. And now he's doing life because of something. Yeah.
Okay, let's sit back and think about that. You remember what I was telling you about, having the support, having somebody on the same page,
Mm-hmm.
building for the future. Listen, the difference is what people do not understand is what we need to do. And you know what we need to do is have that nest egg for the future. So the
Right.
difference is, like he said, he felt good when he was working. So the
Yeah.
difference is he should never have lost that desire. But the difference
Right.
when you're working, you getting that check, what you have to do is you have to learn to pay yourself first and put that money to the side for a rainy day. So now what happened is, guess what? He probably wasn't doing that. As soon as he got a check, the money came in and went right back out to pay bills, to take care of everything. So now when the emergency situation happened and you don't have it and you can't go to the bank and get a loan, or you can't go to a family and friendly members to get that money, now it forced you back into the street. And that's why I say desperate people do desperate things. That's why you never can't put yourself back into a desperate situation under any circumstance. That's why it's very important to try to pay yourself first and leave it there. Act like it's not there. It's just in case of emergency, like that cigarette. People stop smoking, but then they got that cigarette in the glass, and you breaking it open in case of emergency.
But more so than that, because I think he had the money, but you got to have that discipline. Us who know, sometimes we know how quick we can make that dollar, but it's also you got to know how quick you could end up in some trouble. And you got to have that discipline to be like, you know what, been there, done that. I like how this feels. Yes, it's going to be more money over here. This money is good, but it's just slower. So you got to have that discipline.
Okay.
You got
You
to
know
have
what?
that discipline.
I'm gonna read this comment by Misty. What about physical attraction? Chemistry, is that important? You know what, Misty? You know what? Listen, what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. Like, saying, like, to me, like, I don't know. Like, you know what? Sometimes we can be shallow. And at one point in time, I think that's what I went by, like the way a woman looked.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is right now is I have been very fortunate to basically as I got older, I fell in love with a woman that I never met based upon her intelligence. And to me, it kind of blew me away. And I was kind of shocked and I was kind of surprised because that never happened to me before. So despite I didn't see her or whatever, but based upon the conversation was so strong and powerful. And not only that, like some of the way we was able to interact and you was able to build on top. It's like, wow, right now is physical attraction, chemistry. Sometime right now is you got to start with a basic conversation. And if y'all are compatible based upon that conversation, and as time go on and y'all get the opportunity to merge and meet, then that's when the physical attraction and the chemistry. But I think you can tell a lot whether y'all attracted to one another, whether the chemistry is there. Because to me right now is based upon when y'all get together and merge as one, how do y'all feel?
I mean, most people get together because of a physical attraction. I like the way he looked. I like the way she looked. But that don't mean that chemistry is going to. Right. And I mean, you just got to wait to find out until y'all start talking. Once y'all communicate and have a conversation, you will know right off the bat if this person is for you. They'll tell you right there. And maybe the first 2 sentences you'll know. So yeah, I mean, shoot, physical.
The funny thing about the funny thing about things is I think probably you get more hits, through your DM, through YouTube, through Instagram, everything, messengers. And right now is like, to me, based upon the way people come at me. And right now I can tell if I'm going to respond or not going to respond. And to me, like right now is like, you can't respond to everybody. And that's what people don't understand. No offense, but the difference is right now, you can't respond to every message that you receive. But it all depends upon certain message I receive in the wording or whatever. And even right now, if I decide to reach out, that's the opportunity, and I can determine whether I'm going to have another conversation with that person. Because even a lot of people from my past, guess what? If I talk to them and they still stuck in the past, I already know in my heart and my mind, I will never talk to that person again. Because you know why? Do they add value or take value away? But it's too much negative energy, and it's too much focus on the past, where we've been, not where we're going or where we're at now.
Right. As Dunlop said, that's their issue. They be comparing themselves to other people who they think may be a better match because of looks. You can have the finest person, female or male, and they dumb as a brick. They have no goals. Like, I knew that since I was a teenager. It's like, looks are not everything. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody that's smart, intelligent. I mean, looks don't pay bills. I don't know.
But sit back and think about it. And you know what I found out, and what I discovered is this. A lot of times right now is, guess what? You can be attracted to somebody because of their look, because of the way they dress or whatever. You can look at a person and say, damn, that's a handsome man from head to toe. Wow, that's a gorgeous woman from head to toe. And the difference right now is, like I say, I think right now, for the most part, you got a lot of men and women are actors and actresses. And what they do is, when they go out there, they put on a best performance trying to win the Academy Award for Best Actress and Best Actor. But the difference is right now, all that is not really them. So now when y'all decided like, yo, well, I like what you bring to the table. I like what you bring to the table, or I like what you're presenting. But it's a fake. It's a fraud. Now, when you get this individual, and here it is, they only can pretend but so much. Now, when you get with them, or y'all around each other more and more, you start seeing, wait a minute, hold up. This guy was, you know what I'm saying, this handsome, like male model, or this woman was this attractive, you know what I'm saying, right now was, you know, American top model. But as soon as they open their mouth, whoa, wait a minute here. As soon as they allow themselves to become who they really are, you start to see they're probably the most ugliest person, disrespectful person in the whole wide world. So the difference, what they do is people pretend. People don't put on, they don't let you know, listen, right now I can come to you, I'm a woman. You know, right now I got all my makeup, I got my girdle on. And right now you've been whining and dining me. You've been whining and dining me. And then soon right now the opportunity present itself, I took that girdle up, then all of a sudden, ba-boom.
Right. Like Daniela said, and I was thinking this, I was waiting, people send their representatives to get you, and then they be a totally different person. For real, you just never know what's going on with someone.
Done that. Not doing it no more.
Yeah, me too. But it's like sometimes you don't know until you kind of in it. And then you like, but if you let somebody,
you froze.
Talk long enough, you know how they treated them, and I'm looking like, word. And you think I'm impressed by that? Nah. And you got daughters, like, and behind what you're telling me, you should have been like, well, that was wrong. That wasn't cool. But that never came out his mouth. So it's like, yeah. Who we got?
Hey, but like you said, I like that. I'm looking at the Professor Blank Brannick speech, thought, and action must coincide when people share about themselves.
Right. Speech, thought, and action must coincide. Oh yeah, definitely. Speech, thought, and absolutely. Yeah, you talk about it, and then you got to show it. Absolutely.
Yeah, but like I told you right now, relationship is very hard. And the difference is, like I say, whatever you put into it, that's what you're gonna get out of it. But to me, like, you know, when I tell people when they dating, I say sometimes you gotta do a test. I know right now it might be petty, but the difference is right now, I'm saying right now, you don't know me, I don't know you. But the difference is we going out on a date. And as we going out on a date, what's going on is this, saying you invite me to your house, you invite me to your apartment or whatever. And as you invite me to there, you know what? It's a test. You invite me, okay, I'm there. You like right now stalling like you got something to do. No, you ain't doing anything. You just want to test me. But right now you got me sitting in your living room. And as you got me sitting in your living room, you drop and you got a $50 bill right there laying in the cut. Right now, knowing where I'm sitting, I'm going to see that $50. So the difference is right now is, guess what? Now it's time for you to leave. If you come back into that living room and you see that $50 magically disappear, so automatically what you know is, listen, hold up, wait a minute here. I know goddamn well he ain't just snatch up that $50. So what it is a test. And I failed that test because what I did is I snatched that $50 that you put out there as bait and I pocketed it. So what happened is now you just got me out of your life for $50.
For $50.
$100, opposed to $5,000, opposed to $50,000. So what I'm trying to say is right now is I know it sounds, but sometimes you have to test people. If you come back in that living room, hey, listen, Miss T, you know what? It was a $50 right here, or $20 right here. But if I pocket that, wait a minute. You know what I'm about. I'm not about nothing. I'm a petty larceny individual, and you need to run away from me as far as you can.
Right. And that's another thing. That's what I put in my new book, which I should have had a copy right here, Reflections. We are not taking more time to pick our partners. We will take more time out to pick out an outfit. Some of y'all guys are standing on long lines for sneakers. Y'all research that, but y'all don't research who y'all making the mother of y'all children or just a partner. We need to spend more time picking out our partners, investigating, and making sure that there is a connection there. Because that's why we have these relationships that be broken as soon as maybe a baby come into play. Or they start out cheating from the beginning. There's no loyalty because nobody took that time out to really pick out their partner as far as communicate and seeing like if this person is the best person for me. It's amazing that two people will procreate and y'all should have never been together in the first place. And now we got broken homes because you can't stand her. That's because you never knew her. I can't stand him. That's because you never knew him. And I have a problem with that because nobody suffers except for the kids.
You're right.
When it comes to relationships, now sometimes people like, listen, I just want to do him, do her, and we keep it moving. Okay, and that's fine. But don't be bringing kids into all that craziness. Nah.
I just seen something that was very interesting. Can you post that?
Which one?
From Misty, say right there, Misty. Can I tap on it?
Yeah, go ahead. Is monogamy something?
Yeah, exactly. Can you bring that up?
All right.
Okay, I like that. Is monogamy really possible? We are the only manual that believe monogamy is necessary. You know what? I don't agree with that. I believe right now is if you getting everything that you need, you know what I'm saying, in your home, in your relationship, it's no reason to step outside. I'm saying, don't get me wrong, when you younger and, right now you want to hit every pretty one or, this cat, whatever, that's different. But I think right now, as you get into that maturity as an adult, as a man, as a woman, to me, my thing is this right now. I'm like I said, if you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. And my objective is right now is like, to me, if I'm into a woman, I'm deep into that woman. And whatever I need to do to learn her body parts or everything I need to know about her to please her by any way possible. Right now, I'm gonna make sure she don't have no reason to look on the outside and vice versa. But the difference is you can't be the only one giving, but you're not receiving. It gotta be both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gotta be equality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you gotta make that, because you got some people like, who told me this? That's a friend of mine. He said he don't ever think he could probably get married again. Or even if he do, he definitely said that I can't be with one woman. Now, if a man tells you off the bat that that's what it is with him, believe it. Don't think that you can change that, because in his head, that's what it is, unless you really want him to lie to you, and then you're going to get hurt. But some men will tell you if they, want to practice monogamy or if they don't. And you got to take that. Like, some women just be fooling themselves and they fall so hard. And it's like, you already know what this man going to do to you, but they think that they can handle it and they can't. So yeah, that's a good one. Monogamy is possible, because you know what? That comes with growth. Mm-hmm. Now, at a certain part of a relationship, cheating may happen.
Why?
It doesn't mean that, I don't know, because of growth. Okay. Women, we do mature faster than men.
Okay.
Yes. And sometimes, for the most part, we can definitely be in a relationship with you without going outside. Okay. But I wanted to say, because I had a lot of growing to do when it came to certain things. And like I said, when men, sometimes you got to mold them and let them know what it is that you want, because just because he cheats doesn't mean that it's the end of the relationship. Now, I'm not saying him being a serial cheater, because I used to leave for less than that. I am like a serial leaver and I don't look back. I'm known for that, but I'm cool with all of them. But it's just like, I never took the time, because I think I was kind of young too, but didn't take the time out to understand who this person was and why he did what he did. Now, I'm going to say something. I've never, ever compromised in a relationship. Never. But I learned a lot when it came to my divorce. Now, me and my husband is tight. We talk all the time. And then me and my husband got a 30-something year history. So, we like family. But my husband did 24 years and 6 months in prison. We was together as teenagers. We broke up, got together later, right before he got out. And there he grew. Like, he's one of the, oh my God, I'll tell y'all about his book. He has one of the best urban novels out. It's a trilogy. Best ever. And I'm not even saying that because he's my husband. I never even thought that him and his brother could do something like this. And I edited like part 3, so I got credit in there. But the thing is, after that time, like I said, he grew in there. When he came out, I felt, because he lost all his 20s, all his 30s, and came out at 40.
Wow.
I felt like he reverted back to the 18-year-old that went to prison. But in my head, I'm like, no, you grew. Like, you accomplished a lot in the prison. Got a degree. You was an author and very smart. But I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. And even my sister was like, T, you bugging. But me being strong-minded, never giving in, never compromising, I didn't give him that time that he needed. Things happened. We ended up getting a divorce. But now I tell my sister, because she's the one in the book who watched.
You froze.
Watch me.
You froze.
Seen me on damn good, like 0 tolerance. I'm like -5 tolerance for anything. So I had to teach her with her and her man, because I love my brother-in-law. Sometimes it's okay. Now, he never cheated or nothing like that, but the smallest argument, she like, yo, I ain't, she hard like me. She it's okay to compromise. I say all that to say.
Let me say this, right? Okay. Relationship is hard. But then again, right now, is if you're in a relationship with, your girl, your wife, and a lot of times what I see is, and from talking to other brothers, a lot of women, what they like to do is they like to use, like, as far as right now, when to or when not to have sex. So they like to use that as a tool, as a controlling, like, to me, well, here it is. If you working, you doing everything that you need to do. You're not hanging out. You're not coming home drunk, jerking the money. You're taking all your bills and responsibility. But if you're doing everything that you need to do, but yet in still regards to what she want to pick and choose when she want to be intimate or not, like, help me to understand from a woman's standpoint, what part of the game is that?
Right.
I'm asking you that, Ms. T.
Okay, say that one more time.
Okay, here it is. You become that good guy, that good woman.
Right.
You loyal. You in a relationship, you're in a marriage. So the difference is you taking care of everything that you need to take care of at home. You're working. You're not hanging out. You're not hanging out with the guys, getting pissy drunk, jerking the money, doing things that you ain't supposed to do, buying Xbox and all this other nonsense or whatever. You being loyal, dedicated to that relationship. But then again, like I say, when you got, a woman or a man basically dictating when to be intimate. To me, like right now, is if I want to be intimate, and right now is I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, and then right now you deny me, then what?
Right. That's a problem because then he gonna step out.
You know what? Yes and no. What I mean, and I like that. Like you say, that's what the younger a person would do. But as you get older, you start understanding the transformation that a woman body go through. And you try to understand, like, okay, what's going on or whatever. But then again, when certain things you try to talk about it, as far as what we talk about, the importance of communication, and right now you're still not getting nowhere, or it might be all right for a little while, then it go back to normal. Then you sit back and think about, like, wow, like you like Scooby-Doo, like you don't know what to do. You be, ooh.
Right. I mean, listen, if communication is not working, then I don't know what will, because you definitely have to have that. You got to communicate. That's everything. And I tell women now, because me and my husband, I filed for divorce like 2014. He refused to sign the papers because he was like, I don't want that, you do. But it was things, that happened. And for me being so strong-minded and just not seeing things, it is what it is. But that communication is everything. You got to understand why. And I was complicit in my divorce. That's one thing I will say. I will never blame everything on him. I know what I did, and I'm taking accountability and responsibility for it, and I'm cool with it. Like I said, me and him are like this, you know what I'm saying? But, you got to communicate. You got to communicate. That's everything, so yeah.
But I think in order to have a healthy relationship, you got to communicate. And the difference right now in a relationship, sometimes right now it's like basically right now yielding to your partner, even when you're not even in the mood, just to basically right now is, to keep that going. And that's the difference. A lot of times right now is called sacrifice. It's called compromise. It's called right now. The relationship ain't about you. It's not about me. It's about us. And that's the difference. So I'm thinking right now is whatever we put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it or whatever. But even right now, like what we talked about, like I said, what we're going to talk about relationship. So, we talk about relationship. So what the next thing do you want to move on to, Miss T?
Well, you had a real interesting view on hygiene. But let me put this up real quick. People was asking me the name of my husband's book. Let me tell y'all, it's called Crime Pays. Crime Pays. Part 2 is Crime Pays Unfinished Business. And part 3 is called The Triple Cross. I sent this book to Unique years ago while he was in prison. Unique said after he read this book, he never read another novel ever. This book is crazy. So y'all make sure y'all buy me and Glaze book too. Just don't be jumping on this Crime Pays. But we trying to get a movie done with this, actually. Me and my, old brother-in-law was talking about that, but I've never read anything like it, and you wouldn't either. But yeah, that's the name of the book. So Glaze was talking about hygiene. All right. So hygiene is very important. Hygiene is very important. Have you had a bad situation, Glaze?
Have I had a bad situation? You know what? Yes. The bad situation is this, like, in my early age, when I, was out there, it was this young lady, and you know what? I was really into her. And right now is finally the opportunity to present itself. And we was back at my place, and we kissing, and we was about to go to the next level. And what happened was I noticed something, and I didn't notice why I didn't notice. I just noticed all of a sudden. I noticed that her fingernails was filthy, as if she was digging a ditch. So to me, it's like despite we was about to go to that next level to be, to have sex, I put the brakes on. I went and backed away from it. I kind of slowly backed off from that. So the crazy part about that, we both had this mutual friend, and the mutual friend was like a sister to me. She said, "Yo, well, I was talking to such and such," and she said everything was good, and y'all was about to go to the next level. Then all of a sudden, you stopped. Like, what happened? I said, "Nah, I wasn't feeling it or whatever." She said, "Come on." I said, "I'm telling you, I wasn't feeling it or whatever." She said, "It got to be more than that." I say, "Nah, I wasn't feeling it." So she keep pressing me, and finally, what I wanted to say, I said, "Look, here it is right now. Which guess what? We was about to go to the next level, and I saw her nails. And once I saw her nails and how dirty it was, and I'm saying to myself, if your nail is dirty, what else is dirty?" And to me, automatically, that was like a major no. I had to back off. I didn't, The difference is right now, if you can't take care of your nails, guess what? Everything else to me is dirty. And like to me, hygiene is very, very important.
It is. Wow. I didn't know for a female to have dirty nails. I don't know, but men, make sure y'all get little manicures because that's cool. I love that because the same thing with us. If you see a dude with dirty nails, we think everything about you is dirty, like everything. Thank you, Evangel Hendricks. We think everything is dirty, but for a female to have dirty nails, that's kind of crazy.
And that's kind of crazy. I'm the type. Desperate people do desperate things. Like I never got caught up into like the average individual because you know what? You want a girl so bad, they didn't care. Even when that crack epidemic happened or whatever, some of the girls that everybody used to be madly in love with were strung out. So these, they always wanted them. So now here it is, they can get them for a little while. So automatically these girls will do anything for that. My thing is I don't care. The difference right now is once you cross that line, desperate people do desperate things. And you know what? To me, I'm not with that desperate thing. It's like, you still have to have standards. You still can't belittle yourself. It's not the same. Right now, if you're doing this with me for that, how much or what else you doing with somebody else for that? Right.
Hold on. My girl Mina's in. Let me get her perspective on these things. Let me see how we could do this. That's Shamina, y'all.
How you doing?
Oh, matter of fact, okay, since we talking about hygiene,
Hi, Glaze.
And Mina is here because this is another thing. Women, okay, Mina being a nurse, she can explain this. We have a pH balance that can be off at times, and sometimes if it's not right down there, can be a little crazy or a whole lot of crazy. Glaze. And that's a fact. One thing, okay, douching does not help that. If you crazy down there, you need a pill. Shamina, am I right? You need a pill.
You need a what? What's the last part?
She froze.
Pill.
Repeat that. You froze. You said you need a what?
The good bacteria and gives us a yeast infection.
Oh, right. And then honestly, you're not really supposed to use douches anyway.
At all.
Because it makes it worse.
Yep. So ladies, if you listening, go ahead, Mina.
I mean, because if you have an actual bacteria growing down there, you need an antibiotic. You're going to have something to get rid of the bacteria because you have your good bacteria and you have your bad bacteria.
Right.
And that makes it worse because it just upsets the environment. And then you can get a vaginosis, you can get a yeast infection and all kinds of things. But also I want to add that that's why it's so important to use condoms. Because even if you're in a monogamous relationship, a man's private parts has to be clean. You have to keep your hair and stuff groomed and trimmed because number one, it holds odor, right? Hair holds odor. Number two, when a guy goes to the bathroom, you wipe. This is so disgusting, but We all do it. So after you have a bowel movement, a lot of guys don't know how to wipe themselves. You can't wipe from your ass towards your balls, right? Because all you're doing is bringing shit towards your balls.
Same with females.
You're bringing that bacteria towards your nuts. So if you turn around and have sex, you're introducing. Oh God, I'm trying not to get you shut down. You're introducing dirty D into a clean P.
Okay.
And then that's gonna cause a woman to get a yeast infection, vaginosis, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's an STD. It's just you're bringing in feces into the vagina.
Right.
So you have to be clean.
I like that. Can I add to that?
And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of guys think that, oh, it's the woman. The woman, no, it's guys too.
Can I add to that?
Sure. Go ahead, Glaze.
Okay. Listen, with that, I like that. I love that. Because even right now, you know what? It's no pamphlet how as far as hygiene. And like I always try to tell, especially I had this one situation with my son. My son was living with me. He was about like 12, 13 years old. And one time I was doing his laundry. And when I was doing his laundry, I see he had stains in his, I'm like, yo. So I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, man. I said, you want no fly cats. You from New York. You know, you think you're a pretty boy with the wavy hair and all that. The girls like you dress nice. I said, listen, man. I said, if you ever, as you get older, get the opportunity to go to the next level with a young lady, guess what's going to happen? If you pull down your pants and you're short, you got stain everywhere, you're not going to get anything. And you know what she's going to do? She's going to go back and tell everybody. So what I'm saying is, this is how you safeguard yourself. You got your body rag, and then you got your face rag.
So yes.
So
if y'all,
so the difference is that. So
how you doing that in this? No. Yes, people still washing with one rag.
No, that's disgusting.
So even right now, is to me, I'm trying to be the best teacher that I can possibly be and spare him the embarrassment. So I'm saying, look, going forward, right now is if you home and you got to do number 2, guess what? Use your body rag and wash. I said, even if you at school, find something that you can use. No, you're supposed
to carry wet ones in your bag. Like So carry wet wipes in your bag.
You know what with that? So I can remember years later when he turned like 18, 19, he said, Dad, I want to come back and live with you, being that we both men. I said, we both men? I said, you probably still got stain in your underwear. He said, no, I don't. I said, why? He said, because I listened to what you said. And the difference is that make a difference. Even something that mean what you just say in regards to the here, down here. See, the difference is we don't go down there. I can go under my arm. I can do.
But you can't smell your balls.
I can do all that, but I can't bend down there and see. If down here smell like a baboon behind, you know what? What woman want to go down on you? So I'm being honest. But we don't know this because you know why? We don't communicate. So to me, like right now is, even as I get older, I will have to be schooled how or what I need to do down there. Listen, here it is. You got dead hair. You got dry hair. See, I take pride. I'm thinking I'm clean. But the difference is right now is a woman go there, and right now when she got to hold her breath, she You know, I don't know that.
That's what I was about to say. Like, we have to teach our children, and we also have to teach our mates. And what's crazy is I was raised by my grandmother, which a lot of us, were coming up. And I was raised old school. So when I got my period, I think I was 13 when I got my first period, right? And they didn't talk about that. They didn't go into it. They didn't discuss it with you. It was like literally... and I love my grandmother to death, God rest her soul. When I came with my period, I told her, she like, okay, stay in here, like stay in the bathroom. She went to the supermarket and came back with a box of pads the size of a mattress because they were thick, like they were huge pads. And she was like, here, put this in your underwear. And that was it. So I went in the bathroom and I'm literally a 13-year-old standing in the bathroom reading the instructions on the on the packaging of how do I do this? How do I navigate this? So I actually learned about my period from a guy.
Wow.
Wow.
And it wasn't a sexual thing because I was still a virgin, but that person, he was older than me, and he told me, he said, listen, when you come on your period, always check yourself. Whenever you feel something drop in your underwear, go check yourself. And he said, and change your pad because we can smell that. And I was like, I was like, oh my God. And he was like, no, you don't know. So I learned about my body from a man.
Wow.
And it was somebody who cared enough about me to put me on game at a young age. And I never had that problem throughout my life because I was put on game.
Okay.
So at the same time, I've dated a guy before, and I had to tell him, listen, your hygiene is not what it's supposed to be. I can't really rock with you like that because I need you to do A, B, C, and D. And he respected me for telling him, right? Because he was a grown man. And he said nobody had ever told him how to bathe. No one had ever told him how to wipe his butt and all of that, and to groom the forest that's down there. I'm like, how can you be this old and not know that? And he said nobody told him. So it's crazy because we don't talk about it, and we should. We gotta talk about it because who else is gonna tell you? And what I can't understand is a lot of guys sit with their hand in their pants, scratching their balls. You can't smell that? Like, I don't understand.
Look at this comment, y'all. Look at this comment. And this is true, but it's great. When we're in love, we're afraid to admit when there's something we don't like about the person. And that's true. But if it's hygiene and things, if you're in love, then y'all should have already understood that communication is important. If y'all already in love, y'all should have went past that already. So if you gotta
love them enough to tell them.
That's right. Right. And they have to be open enough and receive it, the fact that you're telling them because you do care and that you love them. And if they don't, then that's a problem as well.
Right. Right. And they should be able to tell you as well, vice versa.
Right.
Look what we talked about when we first started off, as far as relationship, as far as communication. It's no pamphlet how to be a good wife, a good girlfriend, a good husband, a good boyfriend. It's no pamphlet. But the difference is right now, like, look what you're saying. These are the things that it's like taboo. We don't talk about it. But how would I know about it? Because once again, to me, I learned a lot. Like, even as a kid, my cousin was probably like 6-7 years older than me. And he had a baby and everything like that. And right now I was like, yo, man, how do you kiss a girl? So I took his advice and listen to him. So when the opportunity presented itself and I was able to kiss a girl, I took his advice. And you know what? Even now, you're a good kisser. But by me listening, asking questions. The same thing right now. The first time that I was able to be intimate with a young lady from church, you know what? I was embarrassed. Because once again, you think you're ready, and then guess what happened? The opportunity presented itself. You know what? Nobody at the crib. She come over, play hooky, came over, and you know what? Yeah, we're going to be some big boy and big girl things. And the difference is right now, we get butt naked. And the opportunity presents itself. And when the opportunity presents itself, I need a navigator. I couldn't, what? That's not funny. I'm like, look, help me, cooperate. So I'm embarrassed. But once again, guess what? We don't talk about these things. We are ashamed or afraid. And that's the difference. Like what I'm saying, when I was talking to Miss T ahead of time, we're going to have real talk. We're going to put it all on the table. We're going to get people to understand how do we build a positive platform with everybody getting together. We ain't going to, no negative, no nonsense, mindful and respectful, but real talk. Because we need to know. And right now, the first time a young lady told me, she said, look, well, here it is right now is, to me, I take pride. I think I'm clean. I wash my ass as much as I can. I floss. Because once again, you got to brush. I tell my son, brush your tongue, floss, goggle, all that. Because the first time somebody said you got your breath smell like, a monkey cage, you want to fight. No, but the difference is these are things. When she told me, she said, you know what? I don't mind going down on you. But right now, it's like an odor. I'm like, huh? I'm take pride. I'll wash So the difference, she schooled me. You got confused. You got to get the you got to get that lawnmower and cut the grass. You got right now. Even another day, what peel on your face going down there, it irritates. So it's the different things that we don't talk about. So to me, right now, who the heck want to go down on me if I smell like a baboon behind? Come on.
And then a lot of times too, people, like the comment earlier, when you love someone, you don't want to, I guess, hurt their feelings or whatever. Yeah. But you can even preface it. If the person knows that you genuinely care about them, I always say, don't you want them to tell you versus someone who doesn't give a shit about you?
Yeah.
Right.
And you can preface it and say, you know, this is out of love, and then finish the sentence.
Right.
I'm coming to you. This is out of love, but you need to do a little bit better with this area versus, you know what I'm saying? So
communication.
Yes.
So Mina, since Mina is the nurse, what about this? It's also what you put in your body. Is there anything that you put in your body that can affect your hygiene as far as odors or things like that?
Of course, with women, you have to be careful about a lot of like seafoods and stuff, things that causes like a porous odor, garlics, onions. And as far as that goes with guys too, with the garlics and the onions and the curry and the, you know, ground cumin and things like that. Spices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly spices and stuff.
Okay, cool. See, y'all learning something today.
Glaze has a question.
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm old school. And if I feel I'm coming down with some type of cold, like the flu, I got a habit. I get me a piece of raw garlic, take the stem out, chop it up to flush my system. So here it is, from a standpoint, you hearing that garlic is good for you. But then again, you telling me right now where it's like, you know, here it is, when a woman dealing with you down there, like, hey, wait a minute.
I mean, that's a one-time incident. If you're sick or not, you know, feeling well, you're going to eventually get it out of your system. Yeah, I'm speaking on just the consumption of it daily on a regular basis. You know what I mean? So that's when you overload your system with it. Not really necessarily a one-time thing when you're sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Circumcision. If you are not circumcised, go ahead, nurse.
Well, you're going to have to get that turtleneck cut.
Hey, not at 90.
That's an odor there. That's crazy.
It is, and some guys don't know how to clean. They weren't taught how to properly pull the skin back and clean around themselves and keep themselves clean there. Because if you don't, it's just like taking your foot out of a funky sneaker. When you when you pull that skin back, and there's an odor there if you're not properly cleaning your body. And as a nurse, I'm going to tell you, as you get older, a lot of guys have problems with their prostates, right? And you know how when you urinate, you're supposed to have a stream, a constant stream. And some guys, you can tell they have an enlarged prostate because when they go to urinate, they don't have a constant stream. It might dribble out. They might start the urine stream and stop and kind of like start and stop. So the prostate gets enlarged, right? So when you're older and you're starting to dribble and not realize it, you've got urine trapped underneath that foreskin. And then a lot of times, guys can get yeast infections in that area too. Just like a woman can get a vaginal yeast infection, a guy can get an infection around his foreskin.
Right. They on you, Mina.
What happened?
I said they on you. Miss T, what's your guess?
I'm not even reading the comments.
Now, every time that's my baby. She's from Atlanta. Every time if I'm in Atlanta, we take pictures. They be in her DMs crazy.
Hey y'all.
They be in her DMs crazy. But yeah, all right, fellas. So if you're not circumcised and you still might be too scared to get circumcised, because I think at a certain age that thing hurts, you got to clean that thing right. Clean that thing right. So, you know,
we've had some patients, T, that the urologist even though they could be 60 years old, they've ended up getting a circumcision at that age because they kept getting infections there. And they put you to sleep. They do. You're knocked out while it's done, and they just cut away because it becomes a source of infection.
You know what? I got
Glaze. What you cracking up over there?
I got touching this because you know, like I said, I'm 90 years old right now. But
no, you're not.
when me and my sibling, when we was like, about 5, 6, we went to the hospital to get that procedure done. And the difference is, like back then, like I was one of those that didn't follow rules and regulation. So they tell us don't drink. So I guess I drank some water, so they couldn't do mine. So mine was never done. But the difference is, but just so happened, I got a knock on wood that, right now that I didn't have that problem or situation or whatever. But I like that because once again, knowledge is power. And the information that you're giving us, we need to know this and we need to talk about this. And see, a lot of times people feel they know everything. Like even right now, like I told Miss T, I learned a lot from going away. When I went away when I was 17, I can remember being away in Fishkill. It was an old timer. And he asked me, he said, "Where your girlfriend, man?" I said, "Man, she gone." He said, "You know why you don't got your girl?" I said, "Why I don't got my girl?" He said, "You know why she left you?" I said, "Why she left me?" He said, "Because you didn't eat the poutine." I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like 18, 19. I'm not doing that or whatever. He said, "Yo, man, I'm telling you, all the time." But what I'm trying to tell you right now is because we don't do that anymore. You know what? Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the sea. We don't do that anymore. So the difference is right now, and then people are afraid to ask questions. So to me, after doing 3.5 years, when I came home, I kind of turned into a Pac-Man. But you still, you just
Wait, what?
But what I'm saying, because once again, when you're away and you've been deprived, and you getting like, man, you got it all built up, and so the difference was I learned.
But listen, even with that, some people don't even know how to do that right.
I was about to ask the question. All right. I was going to ask some of the ladies that might be here, how important is that? Because, like Mina says, somebody don't know how to do that right. It's not fun and it don't feel good if they're not doing it right.
No, it doesn't. It actually hurts.
They think they eating a meal.
Yo, that thing can feel like a circumcision, like I'm getting a female circumcision. Like real talk, I have had, and I was like, I don't need that. Just come on back on up here. Right. Yeah, come on back up here because I couldn't go through the torture.
But listen, the difference is communication. To me, like what I did, I had to learn, and the difference is listen. That's why we got 2 ears, 1 mouth, and the difference is, like I say, to me, I think what I like is right now. I listen and I ask questions and I want to know. The difference is right now is, guess what? The longer they want you down there, that means you can tell. You can tell whether you performing and you excelling, or you can tell if you striking out. I'm just saying you should be able to tell. That's different. So the difference is you
goes both ways too.
Huh?
That goes both ways.
I mean, it does. Because I done had it where that's all right.
That know what they doing.
That's all right.
Definitely, I'm done.
Because it feels like a razor blade.
It's a teachable moment.
Yeah. But once again, when we talk about doing that, you want to make sure everybody. You ever heard of this program called Tasha K? Unwind with Tasha K?
Yeah.
Tasha K. She got a heck of a platform. She got probably almost 1 million subscribers, and they talk about everything. And one time I was on there and they were talking about entanglement with the Will Smith, Jada, and Augustine, whatever. So even right now, this commercial came on. And when that commercial came on, I'm listening to this guy and he's talking about, he said, "Yo, man, I love oral sex." And he said, right now, one time I went down with this girl. He said, "Man, it was so good, tasting and smelling so good down there that I had to ask her, 'What you got down there, girl?'" So to me, when I look at that and I'm listening to that, because that's real and people do not understand that. How? If you want people to do certain things, you got to make sure downstairs is like 100% correct. Other than that,
I'm gonna put the ladies up on something. You can steam your vagina. It's a vagina thing. It's on Amazon. You can steam your vagina. You put the water. Yeah, you put it's on real talk. You can get it off of Amazon. You sit on it like you just sitting on the toilet. You could be reading a book. That thing, and then you put little things in there. Got a little thing in there, and it gives you different smells. You can smell like pineapples. It can smell like strawberries. But it's a vagina steamer. That one is for free, ladies. Yep. Amazon. Vagina steamer.
They have this thing too where you can get it tightened on the inside. What he say?
No, because he's talking about what about for the guys? See, the thing that's the thing with females. Everything is internal, in a sense of end. So we need to, do more than what y'all need to do as far as to keep clean. And it's crazy how much we have to do because our bodies go through so much as women, So yeah,
the hormones and stuff too.
Yes.
And men's, we don't understand that. Like to me, like I was telling you earlier like we don't understand when a woman have a child, the type of trauma that child caused on a woman's body. Whereas like when a woman have a child, guess what? It's like, they supposed to be breastfeeding the baby. They don't even want the baby to basically touch them because of the fact, even if they got to breastfeed, because their body is still traumatized. And a lot of times people do not understand that because you know what? We as men, we don't understand what y'all go through. We don't know how it feels to wear a bra. We don't know nothing about that. See, the difference right there is it's so much. And like you listen, how uncomfortable it is and some of the things that you have to do, whereas we as guys, we don't go through that. So that's what I'm talking about, where as far as like the basic communication, whereas like, guess what? When you're in a relationship, no topic should be off the table. You should be able to talk about any and everything from A to Z.
Yeah. And with that said, I don't believe that. I believe you should be able to talk about all the good things and all the bad things. That's part of it because people only it's kind of like your so-called friends. They only want to rock with you when everything is good. I don't need you when everything's good. I need you when shit goes south too. So it's the same thing in a relationship. You got to be able to talk about those things. And then what about when a guy is jealous of the baby?
Whoa. What about when I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, when a guy is jealous of the baby, it's not the point about it. He's jealous of the baby. It's like what he had to do with, and I had to go through that, learning to understand. Like when my wife gave birth to, our child, and I had to understand that. The difference was, and based upon, I guess, because of me being away, having a lot of time to think about it, the difference is she took all the love that she wants you to give me, that she took it and gave it all to our child. And to me, I understand, I realize that because she didn't know how to divide that. She didn't know how to divvy it up. And I have to learn to understand that. And I had to tell her what she was doing. And sometimes people do not understand because now, guess what? I'm responsible for it. I just brought this life into this world. So in all honesty, listen, later for you, I'm focused on how or what I need to do to be the best mother I can be to this baby right here. Right. So a lot of times we as men or we as adults, we got to understand that. And we got to understand even through that trauma that she just got finished experience. A lot of stuff go deeper than the original surface that years later, I had to go back to both of my ex-wife and apologize. If I was insensitive during the time after the childbirth, not understanding what their body was going through, what they were going through physically, emotionally, spiritually, you don't understand. And you know what? I had to learn that from a woman because I don't know. I had to learn how to be a better parent from a woman because I'm under the impression kids step out of line, you pop them upside the head. You don't beat up your princess or your prince.
Right.
But the difference is we feel because that was done to us, that's what we're supposed to do to them. So a lot of this stuff go deeper than the original surface. And to me, for me to get a better understanding, I had to listen to somebody that didn't have no invested interest that was giving me this knowledge for free. like Miss T say right now, you can steam. You know, I don't know nothing. Can we steam our wee wee? We can't do that.
All right, nurse. Somebody,
yes.
Look at the next comment. Is there
spit or swallow? Are you asking me like
now
okay.
medically, is it what's the word I'm looking for? Oh God. Is it good for a woman to swallow? Is it healthy?
Well, okay, so this all goes back to being in a monogamous relationship, right?
Okay.
If you're in a monogamous relationship and neither one of you're the only, two people that are having sex, it's not going to hurt your body because it's going into your stomach and it's going to be eaten up with the acid and all that anyway. But if you're not in a monogamous relationship, you really shouldn't be out here taking a person to that level anyway, because you don't know what they have. And if you introduce semen into your throat, if they've got chlamydia, you got it in your mouth now, in your throat. If they have gonorrhea, now you have it in your throat. So you have to worry, you know what I'm saying? So you have to think about the STD aspect of it as well. So in that situation, you don't need to spit or swallow. You shouldn't be doing it and taking a person to that point without a condom. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing it because you don't know where it's been. So if you're in a monogamous relationship, I don't see a problem with it. Me personally, I'm a texture person. I'll throw up on you. I'm just saying. I just can't do it. I can't. It's not. No. Girl, I have a problem when I get a cold or something. You know how your nose runs and no.
Right.
And I think people get caught up in like pornos and thinking it's like, oh, this is going to be like, fuck out of here. No, fuck out of here. No.
Different stroke for different folks.
Yeah.
Speaking of porn, it has never done anything for me. What about y'all? Like, I could look at it and I'm like, cause I don't need that. Some people need it to kind of get themselves more engaged. Mm-hmm. I never needed that. I'm gonna be honest. When I'm with my, my man or whatever, like, or whoever I'm, when I'm in a relationship, I'm very sexual. I'm very sensual. So I give it up. I don't need I don't. Some people do. And it does something for them, which I guess is okay. But personally, I don't.
I'll let Glaze answer first, and then I'll respond.
Wow. I like that, Miss T. And I want to come back, what I'm saying, right now with Mina about something else that you talked about earlier before she got online. You know what, with porn, I guess with porn with me, like when you do a bid, you read a lot of magazines, especially when you're in a box in the hole, because when you're in there, guess what? It's like you got 24 hours to kill. So to me, I used to beat downstairs unconscious, because it was nothing else to do or whatever. But the difference is right now is if I'm in a healthy relationship.
Not till you was unconscious.
Huh? Look, man, my week, I got to go to sick call. Look. See, that's what I'm saying. Real talk, grown up talk.
But your situation was different, so you had to do what you had to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, being incarcerated, that's something totally different. Now, being free, and if I'm in a healthy relationship, then guess what? No, you don't got to do that. But then again, right now is, it all depends upon the situation. Misty, what about masturbation or whatever? You know what? Like, to me, different stroke for different folks or whatever, because once again, I came from a situation where, like I said, I know, like, to me, even if being single or not having somebody or whatever, to me, what I like about that at times, because once again, my left or my right can be whoever I want it to be. And then when everything is said and done, I don't have to worry about the argument. I don't have to worry about get out of my bed. I don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about that or whatever. So to me, masturbation can be healthy. And you know what, like I say, I'm like, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bit of masturbation.
Okay, so my answer to the porn question is, I mean, I'm more or less a lot, I guess, like UT. I can take it or leave it. It doesn't, I mean, it's not something I need in order to be intimate. I'm a sensual person as well. So I can take it or leave it. But I will tell you, having sex to music, I can't do it. I'm going to tell you why.
Really?
Listen, now I can listen to some jazz or something that doesn't have lyrics, because I'll start thinking about the fucking song. It messes with my concentration. So if you put on some 90s R&B, some Christopher Williams, some, the old R. Kelly, not Robert, but R. Kelly. Right. Not Robert, but I'll start hearing the song and I just can't. I can't do it.
I love to have music on. And if you read my book, me and my ex-husband loves those oldies to this day, because I put him on to that when we was young. First of all, we was in the bed at 17 and 18 listening to Living Together in Sin by the Whispers.
What?
How deep is your love? Sweat. What? Yo, I am like an oldie.
Man, listen, I'll get a nostalgia moment.
It gets me into the groove. I got to have music on.
If I hear Keith Sweat, that's going to put me around in my head. I'm going to be in 1987, 88, 89. I'm going to be thinking about that shit. I'm not going to be thinking about what's happening right then. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Music or no music?
You know what? Hey, listen, you know what? I love music. So to me, look, I can go 50-50 on that. If you like, even right now, if you hear my man Prince Adore until the end of time.
Yes.
Hey, when you hear Prince Adore until the end of time, that's some sucking toe stuff right there.
Let me ask y'all this. To me, because this is romantic to me, the actual act of intercourse, that's cool and all, but I like everything that leads up to that. So
foreplay.
Yes, all of the foreplay. I love to slow dance. Mm-hmm. Nobody does. Like, you can't even go anywhere. And what's the song? DJ, play another love song. Yeah. You can't. Where can you slow dance? Where? I think it's kind of cool. Like, if you with your dude or you with your girl, you could be in your living room and he can have it set up, a nice dinner, and have it set up like that and ask you to dance. And it's just the two of you on the balcony and y'all dancing. To me, that's the type of stuff I like.
Right. Y'all see that up there? Romance. Nobody has that romance thing in them. It's like everybody just want to get in the sack and hit it. No, the foreplay. Yeah. Oh, nigga. Oops, whatever.
Right.
Out of here. No, the romance. Honestly,
that's why I be to myself, like, I be on some other stuff. I be on my money. I ain't got time for that shit.
Somebody said, I ain't gonna put it up because it says the D must not be good to them. It ain't got nothing to do with that. See, and that's a problem with dudes. Y'all think I don't care how big or how small. It's not about that a lot. It's about intimacy. Intimacy is not always sex.
It's everything.
It's crazy. Intimacy is not the sex all the time. Intimacy has a whole lot to do with the relationship. That doesn't have to mean that you're actually having intercourse. So I need some of y'all dudes to understand what intimacy is. It has nothing to do with just the D. Everybody think that, I'm gonna break her. You ain't breaking nothing. Y'all ain't never broke her back yet. Ain't broke her back
vagina.
Yet.
Or a vagina.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop thinking that your D is like, no, it's not all about that.
Human beings came out of here. Your dick ain't gonna do anything. We push out human beings.
Right. It can still feel good and all that, but Listen, stop it.
But you know that come from? All that come from teaching. And to me, like I told you right now, is like it took me to go away to understand what
Right.
was spending quality time
Right.
with your mate. Because beforehand, when I was out there doing what I need to do, I'm making crazy money. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm married, but I spent more time with my guys and
In the
other
street.
chicks than I actually
Right.
spent with my wife. And when you sit back and you think about it, and I'm listening to some of these old timers, well, me and my wife, we did this, and understanding, like a lot of times people do not understand, like learning how to treat your mate. It go both ways. And the difference is, to me, that's why, like I keep saying, we got two of these, one of this. The difference is listening, because all wise men seek what? Knowledge, woman, from the cradle to the grave. So if I'm doing something wrong, but I'm able to be receptive and listen, to me, like right now, is guess what? The older I got, and as I remember the last time I got out, and right now is I went through a separation, divorce, and I met this younger lady, and when I met her, whatever, it's like her whole thing and some of the things that she was talking about. Here it is. We didn't have all that Google and all that other good stuff then. I was going to find myself in the sex store, like, reading up anal sex and all the do's and the don'ts and all this other stuff or whatever, because some of the requirements, some of the things she's asking me, I'm like, wait a minute here, you know what I'm saying, period. Then you're reading the passage, well, here it is, the anal is the cleanest part of the body. Like, where did that came from? How did that came about? No, I'm just saying, I'm just going by books or whatever, what was saying. But it's not that. It's like learning. And then again, right now, it all depends upon how intimate you want to be with a person, what you willing to try, what you willing not to try, or whatever. And that's the difference. But guess what? Everybody can't get the same treatment, because, that's why I said the older I get, I don't even get caught up into that. Like, to me right now, I go back to my basic principle, my right and my left hand. At worst, go to worst, because once again, I don't have to worry about nothing. That's the difference. But in the same token, if you find that individual that you're equally yoked with and you feeling and y'all able to go that, it's like, listen, man, my objective is right now, if I get the opportunity, my objective is, listen, man, hey, this is my stage. I'm going to get on that stage and I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure, guess what? You coming back. I want you, and that's it.
Encore.
I didn't have a situation. Yeah. I didn't have situation like I didn't have situation where has one time, like, I was in bed and the young lady, she just busts out and started laughing. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you? So she said, you know what? I know all your exes are mad right now. I said, why? Say, shit, the way that you do it, I know they miss you like crazy or whatever, So you just sit back and you think about it, because sometimes what you have to do, whatever you do, you got to take pride in what you do. If you can't, I don't know, I'm just different about a lot of different things or whatever. When you waste 15 years in there, guess what? Right now you become like Two Live Crew. Oh, I'm so horny, or like what they say, what Houdini, the freaks come out at night. You like, okay, come on.
Glaze, read the comment on the screen. Mr. Is it Boogs?
Ron Boogs.
Posting some
Glaze, was you a player in them BK Queens day, man? I'm not gonna say I was a player, but the difference is I was not no Wilt Chamberlain. I was nowhere near that. But the bottom line is right now, I was out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think right now, when I went away, I think I was spared, because once again, I knew I would have probably got my head blown off, or I probably would have contacted HIV/AIDS. So the difference is right now, sometimes when things happen to you, you can't always look up, get horse in the mouth.
Right. And that's one of the philosophies that I live by, is things always work out the way they're supposed to, the way it's meant to happen. So
the universe.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. I think that too.
So what else we gonna talk about? We talked about.
All right, after this one right here, because men need to understand this. When it comes to orgasms, women are not like men. Some women don't have an orgasm till they 30 or 40 years old. And it's true. Some don't even know what it feels like. Most women don't orgasm from penetration, and they don't. It just depends on. All right, me, I never had an orgasm from penetration. I would have to be on top, and my C has to be that friction for me is what makes me orgasm. You know, we grown, right? We grown.
No, go ahead.
Right. So it's like, yeah, women don't have orgasms all the time. Have I faked some? Many. Just to make somebody, yeah, I have, you know. Or while I'm there, I have to make myself, yes, I had to make myself orgasm in order to, while I'm there, I'm rubbing myself to make it happen. So, nurse, it's a fact. We just don't have orgasms like men think we be having them, and there's a lot of faking going on.
Yeah, you're right. Me personally, I can't either way, but you are correct. There are some women who have never had an orgasm, and they definitely don't orgasm from penetration.
Yep.
A lot of times your mate has to know your body, and they have to know what to do to get you to that point. And they actually have to care that you have an orgasm. Some men don't care. They have to actually care that that they satisfy you, and not the, if you don't, what is it? What's the saying? You come when I come, or you come when I come back.
That must be before my time.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
But that's also why you have to, you can't just be out here having sex. You need to know the person you're dealing with. It needs to be some rules of engagement. Like, you got to know the person that you're giving your body to, and especially women, because our sex organ is internal. A man's sex organ is external. So you have to be aware of who you're allowing into your body and who you're allowing to introduce themselves into you.
Your thoughts, Glaze?
None. But no, you're right. The difference is right now is, guess what? You want to know who you are involved with, because once again, how the hell are you dealing with this individual? And they dealing with Sally, Michelle. No, everything at this present time, once you reach a certain stage in life, is being exclusive. It's like, I don't have time. Like when I was a child, I thought as a child, I act as a child. But when I became a man, I put away all childish things. So I don't have time to waste people's time and let people waste my time. It's not all about that no more.
Right. And again, intimacy is not just, penetration, Foreplay is everything, because that can help the situation a whole lot.
Well, and I like, what Glaze was saying, like you get to a certain age where it's not a priority. Like, you start looking at other things.
Yes.
Now, in a relationship, especially long-term marriage, it's a focus. You have to be able to be intimate with that person. But then also sometimes things happen where, let's say your mate can't perform anymore. Let's say he gets prostate cancer. Let's say he gets erectile dysfunction, and his body isn't operating like it used to. And if your whole relationship is built around sex, then what are you going to do?
Exactly.
But like you say, that downstairs gonna work. That work all the time. That never stops.
Right. But they got to know what they're doing. They can't be down there.
Exactly. Listen, like you say, that's the difference. That's where the communication coming at. The bottom line is right now, nobody want no scissors in this. Come on, man. It got to be nice and smooth. It got to be. You got to know, and that's what I'm saying. It's about right now communication. And a lot of times people don't understand, even in that point, when you communicate with your body or with your body part, when, you should know. Right now is basically from the communication from both sides, whether you hitting it or you're not. You should know whether you doing what you need to do or you're not. There's no in between. And even
I don't feel like a woman should have to fake it. They shouldn't.
Right.
And but a lot of women do. And if you're not satisfied, you should be able to say, "Listen, I'm not. This ain't it. this didn't work."
And that just might end. And that could absolutely that can potentially end a relationship, because a man hearing that will do something so crazy to his ego instead of listening and understanding. And if this is a woman that you like and she's putting you on to what needs to be done, it's okay to take this and ask her. But I think the embarrassment of it, which you shouldn't be embarrassed, because hopefully this is a person that you want to be with and y'all building. It shouldn't be an embarrassment. It should be like, damn, thank you, because I've been doing this shit wrong for years. You know what I mean? Now,
right. Well, I think it's the delivery, how you deliver the message.
Right. Yeah.
But listen to what Judge got finished saying as far as the delivery. Like, to me, if you're doing something wrong, it's nothing wrong with communicating. That's the problem. We do not communicate enough. We don't let people, like, to me, I don't want a woman being around me got to fake it, regardless. Because once again, to me, I just feel I'm too talented. If I'm not pleasing you in one, I know how to please you another. At the bottom line, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that you're happy and satisfied. And that's the difference. But you got to take time and understand and learning, feeling, seeing, sensing. Because the communication comes in so many different ways. But you got to know what you're looking for.
Right. Right. And,
I mean,
go
ahead.
For women and men, we got to be able to, again, listen. First of all, if you're opening up your body to somebody, then you got to be open for whatever comes after that. Whatever responses, whatever feedback they're going to give you, and you take it for what it is.
Right.
Do something about it, or you can be embarrassed and not have a conversation about it and keep on moving the way you've been moving. So, it's either or. Tell me what you want. Tell me what's going to make you feel good. I don't have a problem with that. I think I've been doing pretty, I'm okay. I think I do good, but I think I'm right. But I'm saying, if it's something different that you need, or that you want something done differently, and that's what we like, and we plan on being, because you don't want to be with nobody forever and it's just been going all wrong and nobody says nothing. That's when you get the stepping out, the cheating, and all the craziness going on. That's crazy to be together for years and it ain't never been right and nobody said a word.
Right. And you find out after the person has gone to someone else.
Right. That's why from the beginning, you got to be like, listen, if we going to do this, we got to talk about and be open about everything. Everything. This way, nobody is scared to say anything. And then the other person is not ashamed to get the feedback. And it's like, okay, because it's just y'all too. Y'all not in front of an audience. It's just y'all too. So should nothing be wrong with, giving the information, doing something about it, and, pleasing each other and, being happy.
But honesty, how can I be honest with you if I can't be honest with myself? That's the difference. And people do not understand.
And that's the thing. That's where the embarrassment, that's why I said some guys might just leave.
Embarrassment. That's why I was telling you the situation as far as right now is, even when I tell my story, I speak about the good, the bad, the ugly. I speak about one of my most embarrassing. Like I tell you, with me and this young lady, like right now is, I couldn't find it. I'm lost. And, that's embarrassing. But the difference is communication. See, now you see, oh yeah, like, wow. I'm over that. I'm cool. I can talk about that. See, that's the difference. Sometimes when you get embarrassed, you're afraid or you're ashamed. No, you got to be able to talk about everything from A to Z. That's the only way you're going to be able to grow together. But right now is if I got certain things that I don't want to share with you, then that's the shortcoming.
Right.
Yes.
Someone says if you deal with a dude for 6 years and he tells you he wants a threesome, y'all want to kill them.
After 6 years and he wants a threesome, the question is why? Why do you want a threesome? Is it something that I'm not doing? Or he don't watch something, or did he already experience it with, in your absence? Like why? Or some people do that to spice up their relationship. I love you. I love what we got, but they want to spice up. I don't know. I never did a threesome.
Right.
I don't know. Some men love it. Some men like
it. I never, I'm old school.
Me too. I mean, my answer to that would be, you know what? If that's what you into, more power to you. Peace out. Because you're not going to do a threesome with me. So you go find whoever it is you're trying to do that with, but take your shit with you when you leave. But
the question got to be why. The question
that's not my get down.
Why?
But why 6 years later? That should have been introduced in the very beginning. Look, this is what I like. This is what I gotta have, or whatever. You don't wait till 6 years later, then you trying to introduce. Oh, wait a minute here. I don't understand that.
And I mean, it could be a situation where, like T was saying, he may not have been that way in the beginning, but something has happened that's piqued their interest in that. Right. And you know what kind of mate you have. You know if you have a mate that's going to be down with it, or you know if you have one that's going to tell you to get the fuck out of here. But you can't get mad at the person who's not into that. And that's not my get down. So if you try to come to me with that, you can do that. I'm all about people being themselves, being honest, and doing what makes you happy. So go do that. But you're not going to do that with me. I'm not into that.
I think once a man mentions that, that's always going to be in that woman's head. And it's going to be on some, feeling like she can't trust him. Some insecurities may come into play because it's always going to be, why did you ask? Are you doing that somewhere else? So that conversation got to be had.
Right.
No, I'm good on that. It's too crowded. I don't need all that traffic going on in here, no.
No, Sir Anthony, someone put it in the comments. That's why we were talking about threesomes. Someone had asked about it in the comments.
Yeah, what's up, Sir Anthony? He always supports. Yeah, but this was good. What else, Glaze?
What are we gonna do next? That's the difference. To me, I like this. What I think it was something totally different. I think it was clean, respectful, mindful, and it's like a teachable moment. Because once again, to me, a lot of times you cannot never stop learning. Even some of the things that me and you doing right now, Ms. T. Like I'm still learning how to do certain things about life. And even right now, to me, you know what, going forward, I want to learn how to continue to have like a better relationship, like listening, how to apply certain things or whatever, the do's and don'ts. Like I tell you, that's what this is all about. How do we talk about everything from A to Z and hold nothing back?
Okay.
I mean, I think it's a maturity in your partner, whoever you're dealing with, whoever's in your circle. You have to have a certain level of maturity, and people really have to be open and willing to listen to corrective criticism versus listening just to respond.
Exactly.
And I think with social media and society now, everybody's ready to clap back and have something mean to say, and you know what I'm saying, throw shade, and they're missing the whole message of what's actually being taught to them. Because we come from a generation where when your elders spoke to you, you didn't necessarily have to agree with them, but you respected them and you sat down and you listened to them until they were done. They didn't know if when you left out of the room, you're like, man, I'm not doing that shit. But you gave them that respect. And I will tell you this, even if you said when you left the room, I ain't doing that, you said it in your head, it never came out of your mouth, but it also, I guarantee you, years later, that same scenario came around in your life, and that knowledge that they instilled in you, you use that because you remember.
I say that all the time.
Now you can't say anything without somebody arguing back with you, not wanting to hear the message. They don't want to listen. People don't want to listen to wisdom, and you don't necessarily have to be older versus younger to listen to wisdom. I get wisdom from my son all the time. He's 18 years old. So my son teaches me things as well. I think we just have to be able to listen to what makes sense.
Right.
And digest it. And not take everything as criticism. I think we're too emotional. We're an overly emotional society.
We are.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So
and
this
one thing
was
I
so
want to
good.
add really quick, one thing, because I was listening to you guys before I was brought in, and you guys were talking about I think Glaze, you were talking about during COVID and how people didn't have any money, and the man didn't have money, and the lady didn't have money, and
we wasn't prepared.
Right. Everyone on here, whether you're watching now, if you watch later, you have got to get your credit together. Credit is the foundation of everything. You can literally live your life on credit if you do it right. So that's a show for another day or whatever. But I just didn't. I couldn't leave out of here without talking about credit.
No, I'm glad. No. I'm glad you said it, because before we leave, I was going to tell everybody now. Not only is she a registered nurse, she is the credit nurse too. So she can get you together. You still got the Instagram page up? The credit nurse?
I have it set up. If they on my page, they can access my my corporation on that page and my real image.
Okay, cool. Now talking about that's what my new book Reflections is about. The fact that we wasn't prepared. And like I said, you know what blew my mind? You know, us not being prepared. And also when I read an article that Jada Pinkett had they did in page 6, where she said that after 23 years, she realized that she didn't even know Will Smith. After 23, a power couple who we've seen over, for the past 20-something years, she said she realized she don't even know him. During the pandemic, she realized that, which is crazy to me. So again, I put that in a book, but you know, it's definitely a good book because it has an exercise in it, a self-evaluation where you can evaluate yourself, you can evaluate your partner. But that goes back to what we were saying when we first started, Glaze, about communication and getting with people that we get to know first. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way in hell you're supposed to be living with somebody for 23 years and you don't even know them. And COVID did that for a lot of.
And also, too, she found out things about him during COVID, but also people change, people grow. So the person she met 23 years ago may not even be. Right. And first of all, if you're the same person you were 23 years ago, that's a problem. Let's just stop.
Right. That's a problem in itself.
It's not always a bad thing, because it could mean that the person just grew into a better person. Right. Because would any of us really want to be judged on who we were 20 years ago?
No.
No, I don't. Yeah. Lord knows, no.
Which I don't care about judgment anyway. I don't give a fuck what somebody says, whatever.
Yeah, me either, but no. you want to think that you've grown mentally, you know, and spiritually. So yeah.
Yes.
So Glaze, is at the bottom where they can find your book, or they can order your book. It's down there, guys. Also, y'all know Glaze channel, the Brian Glaze Gibbs show. Glaze got them numbers up, baby. Glaze at 40K. Glaze getting that cheddar. I want to be like Glaze when I grow up.
Right. Okay. And one thing I respect about Glaze is he literally walks in his truth. He owns his life. He owns everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the person he is today. And he does not let any negative criticism or anything set him back. So you know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of respect for a person who can own their stuff. So
and you know what? The difference is surrounding yourself around that positive energy. Like, you know, to me, like right now is, guess what? You know, like even when me and Miss T talk about doing this, you know, it was a challenge, but yet it's still regardless of what. Last year, this time, I wouldn't even be thinking about doing nothing like this or whatever. But when you watch and you see, and what I like about it more so than anything, like look how we was able to come together and right now take nothing and make it into something. That's what it's all about. Yeah, and even right now, look at the stuff that you're talking about as far as like right now is repairing people credit, like doing different things that help us to get into a better position. And a lot of times people do not understand that. That's very, very important. See, I look at life at one point in time in my life, I was ghetto rich. I had it all, but I was not happy. Right now is my objective. I'm afraid of being poor. I'm afraid of being broke. So the objective is what I'm doing now. How do I be prepared for that word we call the future? Because we don't know what's going to happen. We saw what just happened. Was people ready?
Right.
No, they was not ready. But the objective is, how do we continue to keep something like this going on, whether it's weekly, whether it's monthly, bi-weekly, because once again, real talk about everything from A to Z, even coming back, talking about, credit. You know what I'm saying right now, how to build good credit, how to save, how to budget, how to get ready to get a home. That's what it's all about. Coaching, counseling, and training, giving back. That's what it's all about. And that's what my ministry is all about. I'm not a typical minister, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give people whatever I can do to help them to have a better experience with life and learn from my mistake. Opposed to us being like a crab in a barrel, pulling people back. Nah, we're going to push them off. We're going to push them out, all the way out.
Absolutely. And T and I are going to put together an event, I don't know when, where I plan on having an intimate event somewhere in New York. I'm not really sure yet, where I can go in and discuss this and the services that we offer and how to help people get their credit on track, how to get you situated to where you can get a loan to buy your home, establishing your corporations, and building true generational wealth. And generational wealth doesn't really mean leaving your kids $1 million. That's not generational wealth. Generational wealth is teaching your children how to make $1 million legally. So all of these guys, even like people such as yourself, you guys were able to make money in the street back in the day. And so was Miss T. You can take that same knowledge and work ethic and that hustler aspect and do it legally. There's so many legal ways to make money. It's ridiculous.
You're right.
So yeah, we're gonna
Go ahead, Mina.
No, I was just saying, when Glaze was like, how do we continue this? This is how I plan to continue it. Because what we can't do when we have this knowledge, you can't eat the seed. You got to plant the seed. And I think a lot of us, we want to eat the seed and not share the knowledge and pass it on to other people so that they can benefit from it. So I don't plan to eat the seed. Okay.
And you know what? Listen, I even as you talking now, because once again, you and I can definitely do a one-on-one, similar to that. I done dealt with a young lady with financial planning and doing different things. And I done dealt with my brother, Professor Blank Brandon, about cultivating, and he growing, as far as plant, showing them how to get into the dispensary business or whatever. So the difference is, that's what it's all about. Because once again, to me, what the good to have a platform, what the good to have knowledge if you don't have the ability to share it. That's what life is all about. How do we help one another to be the best that we can be to help others?
Absolutely.
Mina, listen, I'm older than Mina, but Mina is actually my mentor. She I love her to death. No, you
making me blush.
No, facts, because she be like, yo, T. When I went to Atlanta, she came with 2 laptops. She had we out having dinner. Busting up 2 laptops, trying to show me something that looked like Chinese, but I love her to death. Cause I'm like, yo, I love it. And she'll call me. She was like, listen, you gonna be busy Sunday because we're gonna do a Zoom so I could teach you this. So I love her to death. She shares information. She's out there learning so much. She's out there learning so much. And she listen, we gonna get this money. I love her to death. I love you, Queen. I love you. I love you so much.
Back at you. You know how I feel about you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank everybody who was watching, who participated, and like Glaze said, this was good for us, just something, because, it's unfortunate. I didn't put it up there. It's a guy, his name was Killer Dog. He said to Glaze, I thought we was going to talk gangster-ish all night. No, baby. I mean, you could watch his documentary. You could watch mine. You could watch Scarface. We grown, baby. I need you to grow, Killer Dogs.
We don't have to talk gangster shit. Glaze already lived the gangster shit. You already lived the gangster shit. That's done. That's over with. Read the books. Right. Read both of their books.
Right. No, we grown now. It's listen, we gotta grow, and we trying to help y'all grow. Either you want to listen or you don't have to, but some people are going to get it, and that's what we want. Even if it's 1 or 2 people, that's good enough for me, Right. So, hey.
Somebody's going to take the knowledge and do something positive with it. But thanks, guys, for all your comments. I've been trying to keep up, but thanks to everybody.
Yeah, listen, Glaze.
We got to do this again.
I love you.
Hey, listen, I like that. Ladies, dynamite. I appreciate it. We got to do it again. Nina, like I say right now, is put together a plan. And like I said right now, is we can do the same thing. And that's what it's all about. You see my brother down there? Professor Blank Granite. What he did is,
I watched you and him the other day, and he was definitely kicking that knowledge about the medicinal or, the marijuana. And how we can go about. So I was listening, I was paying attention, and I'm gonna go back and listen to the rest of it. But I seen a good portion of it, and it was pretty good. So I appreciate that interview that you did with him. Thanks, Blanks. So it was definitely good information.
He about to give up his job. He's a teacher. He's gonna give that up to focus more onto that.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
that's going out on faith, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
How do we help one another? That's it.
Listen, all right, ladies, y'all get my book. I get Glaze book. The Credit Nurse will be coming to a town near you. Yep. So listen,
you can follow me on My Real Image on IG for now.
Right.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's my girl, My Real Image. You didn't know that all the
time. Wait a minute.
That's me, Glaze.
Wait a minute.
That's me, Brian Glaze.
Wait a minute.
That's crazy.
Wait a minute.
That was crazy. That was her.
No, just now. Wow. That come on. Wow. Yeah, okay. Wow. Yeah, you got me on that one.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, she on it. Look, hold on, wait. Ain't you doing some real estate stuff too?
Yes.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep, she's flipping houses. I'm telling you, this is my mentor. Listen, I love you. She's doing her thing.
Look, wasn't you at the FX premiere with Bimmy and Deb and all of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on. You got me.
I was with Miss Deb and Bimmy and Trick.
Yeah.
So yes, I was there.
Wow. Look, come on now. Look, see, I'm not. Hey, Queens, I'm out, ladies. Let me know what you want to do, Mina.
All right, love you.
All right, ladies.
All right, bye-bye.
Mina, we gonna talk. All right.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Love you, girl.